Okay, I guess. Cool. All right. তোকে একটা ইয়ে পাঠাচ্ছি লিঙ্ক পাঠাচ্ছি তো চেক কর ভয়েস ঠিকঠাক আসছে ঠিক আছে হেডফোন আছে দেখ ভয়েস কি ঠিক আসছে ইজ ইট অল গুড অল গুড কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে গুড গুড cool so let me share this to coding club. Okay. All right. So, okay, it's done. It's good. Should be gone by now. All right. Okay. So let's just get rid of it. All right. Cool. So, hi everyone. Um, welcome to another live where I work on Coderrr, the friendly neighborhood open source AI agent. I'm basically trying to, replace Claude Code or in any other coding agents that basically requires you to pay them just to use. So, in last, I don't exactly remember what we did in last last live, but the current status is there are a lot of things. There are multiple providers that you can choose from, like Ulama, like Anthropic, and other providers. Also, there are free providers as well, like like For example, Olama, there is Open Router from where you can get your basic get your API key and paste that. So these are the things that currently going on. Also, there is this coder.md file integration that lets you give coder a custom input. For example, I can say, you know, um, okay. For example, I can say like, what is it? Uh, use inline CSS only, or maybe use, use use inline CSS, or use in use the JavaScript files in HTML inside the HTML file, right? So we can do this, and Coder will do the same. Why? Because this is your custom prompt. This is what it is supposed to do. All right. Also, there is this .coder folder that automatically generates whenever you run Coder inside any folder or any directory. So basically what it does, it has the memory.json integration that basically lets you use Coder. Basically that stores the memory from previous chats, and it basically works like cross session memory, where you can do something in one session, it will save the history, and in the next session whenever you use Coder, it's gonna basically take those memories and then work based on that. Now I've kept JSON because it's easy to navigate, and I'm only keeping the last 30 conversations, so there is not too much pressure on client end. It should not, for example, let's say there is 30 conversations saved in memory.json, so it should not exceed more than 500 kilobytes to 1 megabytes. So that's all. But I also thought of integrating SQL, like for example, SQLite databases locally, which would help. But that's gonna put more pressure on client end, and that's gonna basically, increase the what I say, um, basically that's gonna basically eat up a lot of memory, a lot of RAM. So to avoid everything, what I did, I just implemented JSON, a very simple, useful solution. So that's that. Also, while that .coder folder, it serves other purposes as well. For example, if you're using Open Router, right, or let's say OpenAI or any other custom providers that you have available on Coder, you have to input your API keys. So those API keys are stored inside the .coder folder inside your local machine. We don't store that, so it's totally safe for you to use. You can always change those things. You can always manually delete the .coder folder or coder.md files. So to keep basically refresh restart your project from scratch, or maybe to keep your uh, whole project safe. So now what I'll do, I'm just gonna show you guys how he was supposed to actually use Coder. Let this thing, whatever there is, let's just wait. Alright, so I'm gonna open this up in Cursor to show you what the content is. I'm not gonna use Cursor for this, I'm gonna use anti-gravity. You are getting literally free Claude Opus 4.5 thinking, so why not use that? Alright, let's see. What is it? It's gonna take some time, I guess. It's taking some time, so let's open it to Q. Very well. Alright, so as you can see, there is this .coder folder and there is this coder.md file. Now, what does this do? For example, here I have put always maintain the following things. Always use inline CSS for styling. Never ever make a separate CSS file. Always use inline CSS. Now, I will also, I will also add, um, let's say, for JavaScript. Uh, alright, I don't like this. This is the thing I don't like about Kiro. I mean, it just crashes, There you go. In cursor. Right here. Alright. So I'm gonna add um, for any other thing like JavaScript, make a separate file, but not for CSS. Only CSS should be inline. Alright, I'm gonna save this. So this is the coder.md file, my custom prompt, and there is this .coder folder inside which I have this memory.json that has the last 30 interactions. As you can see, there is this user assistant like this. There is last 30 to save space. All right. So now let me just check one thing. Just wait a minute. All right. So cool. So that's how it works. It saves the memory. It has this custom coder.md file. Now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna open this in terminal. Right. Now I'm gonna just open up Coder. All right. Now I have done some things with I've tried to change some UI components, so that's why it's offline. But I'm gonna fix that. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna just fix that. So, for example, for the first task, I'm gonna say, uh, make me a simple HTML CSS JS based what calculator. Keep the style modern, minimal, and sleek. Now let's see. All right. It's totally my fault. I should not have done this because the issue is I did not turn on the backend. That is the issue because right now I'm in development mode. So let me just namaste, Shakal, pranam. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. Pranam. No way. City backend. So I'm gonna just do. All right. Um, the server takes a bit time to run for the first time. It takes some time to warm up. All right. So, um, cool. I'm gonna run Coderrr, and I'm gonna write make me a simple HTML CSS JS based calculator. Keep the theme minimal, sleek, and modern. Use dark theme. Let's see. So as you can see, for the first thing, it loaded the custom system prompt from coder.md. You can specify as much system prompt as you want from them. And there is this one file, and yes, it just added the whole HTML file. So as you can see, it also shows the diff, what file it changed, what in this what it included. For example, here it just included this HTML file, and there is this JavaScript file script.js. As I mentioned, as you can see over here, all the style is inline, all the CSS is inline, but all the JavaScript is outside in a separate file called script.js. So that's how it works. Now I'm gonna simply open this up. Boom. 9 divided by 9, 1. 9, 19 divided by 0, infinity. Cool, it works. So yeah, it currently works. And what today we're going to do is we are going to integrate the Claude's, skills, anthropic skills. We're going to implement this. We're going to try to implement this. And now I'm not sure whether we will be able to complete this whole thing within this live, but I will try my very best to implement as much as I can in this live. So please stay tuned and also tell your friends to join so that we can do some chit chat. Also, one more thing, please don't mind my background. I'm in a rented PG, so I can get better background than this, man. This is hard. So yeah, let's get back to it. First things first, I actually have to check how this skills.md works, right? So basically, I did some research, and what I understood is skills are basically like, for example, if I tell my agent, if I tell Coder to make me a Word document, it might not know how to do this, right? Because it doesn't have that skill. It doesn't know how to make a well styled, well formatted document for me. So that's a skill. Now, second thing goes is, for example, if I have, you know, if I tell Coder to design me a front end, now it might not have enough skills like what any front end developer can do, right? It might not know how to set up Tailwind in a proper way, in a scalable way. More importantly, in a scalable way. It might not know how to design um, so that the UX is better, so that the user can find and navigate through the UI very easily. So these are the things that front-end developer has. These are the skills that any front-end developers have. Now my agent doesn't have it. So what we do in skills.md, we basically, as you can see here, in this skills.md, so I have opened the basically the docx skills.md. It basically tells Claude Code how you can actually get the enough skills. Like for example, let me show you this. Let me just yeah. So this is a docx library tutorial. So it gives a basic tutorial how to use this, and these are some examples of text formatting. So these are the skills that the agent gets, and based on those context and based on those skills, the agent finally gives us a proper output. So this is the thing that I have understood till now, but I need some more research, so I'm going to do this right now. After that, we're going to implement it. Now I have vibe coded the whole thing, so I'm going to do that again. I'm going to vibe code this whole thing, but vibe coding doesn't mean you have to be blind. So I gotta do this very, very precisely, because I don't want to mess up what I already have. So yeah. The user may ask you to create, edit, or analyze contents of a docx file. A docx file is essentially a zip archive containing XML files and other resources that you can read or edit. Cool. You have different tools and workflows available for different tasks. Workflow decision tree, reading and analyzing content. So this is reading, creating, editing, basically a CRUD thing, except the deleting. Yep. This reads, this creates, this edits are basically updating. So CRU CRUD's three components is here. When you see, man, I wish I could, man. I wish I could, but okay, I can't say that here, but you know what I'm gonna say. They're gonna ban me from YouTube if I say that, so please don't. Cool. So I need this create text extraction or raw XML access for section below. Blah 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 blah. I don't understand any single thing. I don't understand the thing. Cool. So let me see one thing. Let me see, not this one, this front-end design one. I wanna see how it looks. So why is this amplifier using AI to save time? Well, it's gonna save time, but to be honest, I'm building it for AI. If I use AI for this, well, it's not gonna take much time, man. It's saying it already. I basically understand what it says. Alright, interpret creativity and mix unexpected choices. Okay, cool. So it basically gives a basic guideline on what to do. For example, for design thinking, it tells Claude what to do exactly. Like before coding, Claude should understand what is it for, what the tone should be, what the constraints are, and what the differentiation, what makes it unforgettable. Sorry for my pronunciation. What makes it unforgettable? Um, Now there's this front-end aesthetic guidelines that basically says, don't be generic AI slop, right? Never use a generic AI generated aesthetics, purple gradient on white backgrounds, predictable layouts and component patterns and cookie cutter design that lacks context specific character and all. So basically what we have to do is it should be like this. Let me open up Excalibur. Okay, just leave it there. Okay, you guys didn't see it. So let's say let's say this is the LLM. Well, let's say this is the LLM, right? And this is the LLM. Let's say this is the user, right? User, and user gives the LLM a prompt. Okay, cool. User gives LLM prompt. Cool thing. But now, what we have to do is we have this two things called skills.md and we have the coder.md. And um, most importantly, we also have our um, system prompt defined in packet that we cannot change, that we should not change as well. All right, so we already have this. This is injecting, and then the this is basically the system prompt is getting injected in the user prompt, right? So now we cannot change the system prompt. We cannot change the user prompt. What we have to figure out is what to put first, the skills or the coder.md. Um, got it. The skills should go first. The skills should go first, right? It shouldn't be changed or anything. And after that, after skills, we can simply push the coder.md content. So basically, this is going to be like this. There will be this own system prompt that we won't change. Otherwise, it's going to mess up with the JSON schema, and ultimately, the client end won't be able to basically analyze the whole thing, the LLM output. After that, we have the skills.md. Now the skills will be available for every single thing. So that's why you have this skills.md injected right after the system prompt, because it's this is what do I say? This is unchangeable. This has more priority. So based on priority based scheduling, so this comes in the second. First this, second this, and lastly coder.md, that is user defined custom prompts. Now this can be changed. For example, if I have a frontend skills.md that basically says to create modern web, modern frontends that doesn't follow the AI's law. If you want to do this, and now the skills will be the same, the basic prompt will be the same. We will tell every time that hey, don't build an AI slop, don't use purple gradient on white background, don't use like a basic design. In the top there is nav bar, in the left side there is logo, three or four nav links, then there is this dashboard, left side an image, right side is some text. We don't need that, right? We don't want that, because that is very generic, and that is very looks very vibe coded. That's not good. So then comes the skills.md, and lastly the coder.md, that is customizable. Why? Because in coder.md doesn't matter if I say use inline css or use html css js only, or use next.js only and don't use any other thing that the user says. We can customize that, but ultimately the skills will be unchanged. The front end design skills will be unchanged. So this comes uh, this comes, top for priority. So let's just put this on read. I'm gonna put this on. Can I do this? Can I do why can I do this? Okay. Let's go with this thing. Cool. And lastly, this is the green one. Cool. So this is the you know this is the priority we're gonna follow. So cool. Right now I'm gonna do this. Right now, user will manually add the skills.md, but later I can integrate that um, what actually Claude does, like npm install dash g, then at the rate something something. That basically integrates this whole skills and all. So I can do that, but that's of course that's later. But first, let's put manual thing. Cool. Now we need to now we implement agent skills. Here's how it's gonna work. The skills.md file in the directory Coderrr is the Coderrr.md Coderrr.md file that will let Coderrr use skills. Here's one example. Let's say Coderrr has front end design skill. So in skills.md file, all the things we want will be added, like don't make generic AI slop, don't use purple gradient on white background, etc. to guide Coderrr for the skill only, not for any task. Now then there will be that basically that is basically um, that is basically guides a specific task. Here is the priority system prompt, that is embedded system prompt. Embedded system prompt, which is inside main.py file. Which is main.py file, and then there comes skills.md as skills stays the same for everything, for every task. Then there comes coderrr.md as task can be but has same skills. And lastly, there is user prompt. As prompts can be different, but they ultimately um, completes tasks. Um, this is how the final flow should be. User from system from guide AI on how to respond, guide the LLM on how to respond, skills.md embedded to let the LLM know about the skills, and lastly, coderrr.md file embedded for task specific responses. Cool. This will ensure, this will ultimately ensure cool. This will ultimately ensure a proper priority based task understanding, and that will ultimately help us with priority based task understanding and um, task completion. Now let's see what happens. Let's see, guys. Cool. Mhm. So in backend, these are the providers: Anthropic, Azure, right? There is this base API that basically the base class that handles all. Okay, that handles all the LLM providers. There's this Olama, OpenAI, and OpenRouter. Olama is for totally secure, like you can say, you know, while using Olama, you can like literally cut off your internet, turn off your Wi-Fi, and still use Olama. It's totally local. There's this OpenRouter, which is safe as well. You can get your own API key from OpenRouter.ai, I guess, from OpenRouter website, and use that API key and use any model that you want. That won't put any pressure in your computer. That is that, and there is this config file. Alright, provide skills, guidance, priority architecture, so prompt. Yep, exactly. Modify images, property skills, prompt store. Yes. Uh-huh. Right, cool. Cool. Let's go for it. Um, with HTML and CSS, what I can build. Like, can you guys give me some suggestion to test this? The project that you guys should tell me should be very simple to build in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. A very simple web page should be here because still right now Coder cannot handle very heavy tasks. I'm gonna work on that, of course. Um, I need very simple task. For example, build me a web page, or maybe a gallery, image gallery. I don't know, or maybe something else. Just let me know in chat, please. Um, It should be simple enough, but it also should test how Coder can actually design frontends. Because I'm gonna just copy paste the whole Claude skill, that this file. I'm just gonna copy paste this file, frontend skill.md, and test this thing. But later we have to build our own template. I know, hey, if anyone from Claude is now watching or ever will watch this, please don't put any copyright strike on me. I totally acknowledge I'm copying from claudeskill.md. Okay, so please don't mind, guys. I'm gonna copy this thing. Test. Yes, go ahead, test it. Mhm. These are the system instruction. Your coder AI coding assistant. You must respond with only a valid JSON object, no markdown, no extra text. There is two types of user prompts that are for questions, queries, information request. If the user asks things like what is install.css, what does this file do, explain this code in X, why does Y work, what is the content of Z, and for questions, coders should, if you need to see a file's contents, use read file action first. After reading, provide your answer in explanation field and return an empty plan array. No reaction, no actions needed after answering. And for actions, for example, tasks, modifications, if user asks to things like create file, add function, fix a bug, delete, update, blah blah blah, create a plan and follow this JSON structure that has this explanation and plan. What plan array does is it's basically a set of JSON objects that has an action, which is an action type. There is path, file path if applicable, content, file content. There is this command, shell command if there is required any, and lastly, summary, what this specific action does. Valid action type, there are a few valid action type. For example, read file, create file, update file, patch file, delete file, run command, create dir. It does not cover everything, but that doesn't, you know makes any issue because we have them somewhere over here. I'm pretty sure we have them. Okay, click from priority order, cool. Agent skills from change. Oh, okay. I don't think it changed, but cool. All right, cool. So I'll just come here and we'll just do npm link to update all these changes. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna exit, and all right, cool. So I'm gonna just add a skills.md file, skills.md, skills.md file. Is it skills? I guess. Yep, skills.md file. And I'm gonna just come over here, copy this code, put it all here. Control Shift V to preview. Interesting. Now what I have to do is do one more thing. I don't need this license because I'm gonna change it eventually. Stone cool. Alright, now let's run Coderrr and let's see what happens. Make me a simple, I don't know, just give me something, about me page with about me. That's gonna be too much. Simple web page showing containing information about agents. This page will be simple web page with HTML, CSS, and JS containing information about agents. This page will act as a source of information, support as much information as you can, make the content look modern, minimal, and sleek. Now let's see what happens. So it loaded the skills from skills.md. It loaded the task from coda.md. It has the already existing files. So I hope that it's going to reuse the existing files, but if it does not do that, it's going to make something new. Pretty sure. Okay. So as you can see, it updated the HTML file information. Okay, 70 more lines, and here's a CSS node. Pretty cool thing. Now let's try this out. How does it look? And it is cool. It is cool. As you can see, it is cool. Now here using right now GPT-4o model that's updated up to 2023. So that's why it's like this. But if not, if we can do this, okay, I'm gonna put this in my to-do. So in next video, no, of course we cannot do everything in this video. Next video, what we're gonna do, we're gonna give our agent web access. So online users is gonna get web access. So it gets all the current informations, if I say put everything about AI agents, it's gonna search the web, it's gonna get all the contents about the latest updates about AI agents, and after that, it doesn't matter what the LLM is, because an LLM is like a brain, and we're gonna give that brain a tool called web search tool that's gonna search the web, get all the content, put everything inside a prompt or leave prompt. It's gonna put everything inside response in a valid JSON schema, and after that, of course, um, it's gonna put everything here. So as you can see, it says what are AI agents, blah blah blah, types of AI agents, reactive agents, model-based agents, goal-based agents, blah blah blah. The front end is cool because it looks good. It's not AI slop, of course. It's not AI slop, and it really looks like someone made this by hand. Now the content feels like AI generated. That's totally fine, but it feels like the design was made by someone, some human, because it's really easy to make, and other AI applications won't make like this. Like there's a bias towards some more complex thing. So I'm gonna just add this to in my that add web search. Yep, added it. Cool. So all right. So all right, I'm very happy with this. All the changes it made. I'm really happy with these things. All right, so basically it loads the yep skills.md file, right? And after that, it just if it exists, cool, it reads, or else just says could not load skills.md file. In case you don't have a skills.md file, you know, in case you don't have a skills.md file in your work folder, after that it just that's blah blah blah. Yep. If there is if the skills prompt is null, then just loads a prompt, and after that enhance prompt, custom prompt, enhance prompt. I'm just gonna check this thing. Skill prompt. I'm gonna just put it in here. Right. Yep. So there, these are the skill prompt, and initially we're just just putting it null, and after that we're gonna just fetch the content, and after that we are basically injecting everything. Cool. Works cool, looks cool. Very well. First things first, but again, one more thing that I have to do is I have to check what it did with this file, because it did something, of course. Yes, protected paths are coded in this skill starting here. Cool, very well. So in case I need to protect any files, so for example, these are protected paths because whenever I tell Coderrr to basically clean the directory, it cleans everything including the coder.md files, this .coder folder. It removes everything because that's what it's supposed to do. But as an as an user, I don't want that my agent deletes all the configuration files itself, for example the coder.md or the skills.md. I don't want my agent to delete the configuration files. So in this protected paths, we put all the files or folders that we don't want Coderrr to delete. All right, so it works well. I tested it out. Okay, where is it? Yep, I tested it out. It looks good. Let's give it one more prompt. Okay, cool. Now make a page with information about general theory of relativity with the modern minimal right themed. Use mathematical notations. Let's see what happens now. This is something new. I've never, I have never basically told Coderrr to do something like this. Why didn't it load um, the skills and the other things? I don't know. Hopefully it's gonna work. Okay. Hopefully it's gonna work. Now for local environment, it takes quite a bit time to actually connect to the LLM and um, you know do all the task. I don't know why. I put this thing in my to-do to reduce model latency, but um, for general purpose, it doesn't do this thing. Um, for the, in production system, it doesn't do this thing. Okay, cool. It implemented the math checks thing. update file. Alright, let's just come over and refresh this. There you go, people. It works like magic. I mean, I am happy about it, man. I really am. So yeah, we just implemented that Claude skills in Coderrr. We just implemented that. All it takes is a good prompt and Opus 4.5. I know I'm just saying Claude. I'm just replacing Claude and using Claude to build this. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but hey, it works. What the first thing we do? We commit to Git because I don't want to mess up with what I have right now. Git add dot git commit dash in add skills feature git push orange feature. Very well. It's done. Let's come over here. Yep. Just gonna compare the pull request. Let this copilot do its work. I'm just gonna copy this thing because I have to change the base. I cannot push to main. Alright, I'm just gonna create a pull request. So from feature, I'm gonna push to dev, where there will be you know deployment for development deployment, and after that, it I'm gonna just open another pull request to the main branch, which is basically the production. Alright. Coderrr has the skills. Cool, man. It's cool. It's really like people say AI is not good for you, but if you can actually use AI how you're supposed to do, is the best thing. It is really the best thing that you can do. Like I just implemented this whole thing. Although I know it needs a lot of polish, so I want you guys to please contribute to this Git repo. This is open source, Akashna29/Coderrr. Please, you know, uh, go ahead and just contribute to this. Make this thing how you want it to be. Just spell it. Cool. It's done. Everything is done. So what? No issue with that. I'm just gonna merge this. And yes, dev has recent push. Now Now here it goes to the production range. Well, in dev branch, we didn't face any issues. It was it passed all the CI tests, and it also passed the version deployment, so all good. Okay, why did it fail? No idea. Okay, but why did it fail? I mean, duh. No idea. That just you know why the hell did it fail? Like, show me. Cool. Start. I think that was here. Yep. In Python 3.9 macOS and Python 3.8 macOS, I think there are some issues over here, but I have no idea what the issue is. It should just work, man. Just work. Cool, it's done. So let's check this one. Huh, it passed everything? No. Strange. Cool. Everything is done. All of the features, all the CI tests are passed. I'm gonna just march. Boom. Cool. So it's the post-merge verification and versal deployments, which will be completed very soon. Alright, so this is how it works right now. You put a skills.md file where you were running Coderrr that has a basic skills. For example, um, I got this one. I got this one. Okay. From the requirements, I basically copied it from the Claude .scale.md file. But in the next video, in the next live, I'm gonna implement two things. First things first, I'm gonna first of all make it available to npm like what Claude has right now. Basically, you just run npx install Coderrr slash scale frontend scale or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out in next live. If you run that, you will basically get this skills.md file in your directory. There will be this similar template. I'm gonna change it, of course. Similar template that will have some basic skills, and of course you can change that. It is in your local system. You can change it however you want, and Coder will work the same way. This is the first thing I'm gonna do. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is skills.md for Coder is done. Next thing I'm going to do is add web search for Coder. So right now, the fallback server runs on GPT-4o, which I'm currently running, as you can see over here, GPT-4o. Now these models I'm using from Azure AI Inference. This model does not have any recent informations. These are stuck up to 2023 informations. It doesn't have any recent information. So in order to get recent information, we have to add a new tool, which is web search. So LLM will do all the web search first. For example, if I say, hey, please take a look at, for example, uh, build me an Instagram clone, the latest update, build me that. So it does not know what the latest update is because the data is up to 2023. So it's gonna go, it's gonna check everything, you know, the LLM will first do the web search. After that, it's gonna gather all the features, all the information it needs, and after that, it's gonna execute all the actions that I already gave it. So I'm gonna in next live, I'm gonna implement these two things. First things first, easily template skills.md template integration with your directory, and after that the web search mechanism for Coder. So these are the two things I'm going to do, and yeah, that is it. That is it. I'm gonna end this now. The this is already I don't know how long is it going right now. Yep, 1 hour. It's been 1 hour. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. So thank you guys for joining. I really thank you all. See you soon.